this video, we're going to talk about how to find the vertex of a parabola. Now, when I'm talking about a parabola, I'm talking about a graph that when you plot its coordinate pairs, it's going to make a shape or a graph that looks like a U. And on this graph on the left, we see that vertex highlighted in green is going to be the lowest point of that parabola. And on the right, it's the highest point, or the maximum value of the parabola. Now, parabolas are created by quadratic equations, which, to review quickly, look like this. Y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. And those values of a, b, and c will change, which will change where those parabolas fall on the coordinate graph. The value of a is really important because it will tell us whether the parabola opens up or down. If a is greater than 0, it will open up. And if it's less than 0, the parabola opens down. Let me show you what that means. If I graph the quadratic equation y equals 3x squared minus 5x minus 3, that a value is greater than 0, which means that the parabola is going to open up, and the vertex will be a minimum value. Where in this quadratic equation, y equals negative 4x squared plus 6x plus 4, that parabola has an a value less than 0, which means it will open down and that vertex will have a maximum value. Today I'm going to show you a vertex formula, and I'll walk you through the steps of how to use the formula to find the vertex of any parabola. This formula will tell us how to find the x coordinate. The formula is x equals negative b over 2a. Once we find the x coordinate, we can plug that value back into the quadratic equation to find the y value. Let me show you it in action. Here's our quadratic equation, y equals x squared minus 4x plus 3. And I'm going to put that formula up in the upper corner so that we can reference it. I need a b value, which in this quadratic equation is going to be the value of negative 4. And my a value, which is the coefficient in front of x squared, is just going to be 1. So, if I plug those numbers in, I have that negative out in front, my b value of negative 4 over 2 times 1. Those two negatives will cancel each other out, leaving me with 4 over 2, which tells me that x is equal to 2. My second step is going to be to substitute that value of x back into the original quadratic equation to find the value of y. So anytime I see the letter x, I'm going to plug a 2 in instead. 2 squared minus 4 times 2 plus 3. Which simplifies to 4 minus 8 plus 3, or negative 1. So now I know that x is 2 and y is negative 1. And so if I'm going to plot my coordinate graph, or make the graph of this equation, I know the vertex will be at 2, negative 1, and that the parabola will open upwards since the value of a is greater than 0. That y value of negative 1 represents the minimum value of this function. Let me try one more with you. This quadratic equation is negative x squared plus 6x minus 5. My value of b is 6 in this case, and my value of a is a negative 1 this time. So if I plug those numbers in, I get the negative out in front, and then 6 over 2 times negative 1. That simplifies to that negative 6 over negative 2. The negatives again will cancel out, leaving me with x equals 3. So if my value of x equals 3, I can substitute that back into the original quadratic equation to figure out what y is equivalent to. Every time I see an x, I'm going to replace it with the number 3. And then as I simplify it, I'll get negative 9 plus 18 minus 5, which leaves me with y equals 4. So my x value is 3 and my y value is 4, which tells me my vertex is going to be 3, 4. The parabola will open down since the a value is negative, and that vertex will be at 3, 4, which tells me that the y value of 4 is the maximum value for this function. So, to find the vertex of a parabola, we're going to use the formula that we showed you earlier to find the x value. We'll plug that x value back into the quadratic equation to find the y value, and then determine whether it is a minimum or maximum based on how the parabola opens. Thank you for watching, and if you're interested in learning more about TurtlEd, you can visit us at withturtled.com.